and welcome to Mysteries and Mimosas. I'm Max, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Arya.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Arya. Thank you for joining us for another Mystery Monday episode. Just a reminder, every Monday we give you an additional episode. We like to cover cases that don't have a lot of coverage in an effort to spread the word, to generate discussion, and hopefully reach someone who holds information that might crack the case. Before we get started, we're going to ask you to do us a favor. Please take a moment to click like, subscribe, and give us a good rating. It helps our podcast grow, and it lets us know how we're doing. Also, please find us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And one more thing, I've been slacking on the pet of the week. Last week we featured an adorable black lab named Jackson, sent in to us from listener Bill, Old Faithful, I like to call him. But I completely forgot to post Jackson's picture on Facebook and Instagram. So I want to take this as an opportunity to apologize to Jackson and let everyone know his picture is now posted.
Well, today's episode is brought to us by an Australian cattle dog by the name of Moonshine. This pet pic was sent in to us from listener Joy. Thank you, Joy, for the pet pic. Please visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Mysteries and Mimosas Podcast to take a look at both Jackson the Black Lab and Moonshine the Australian cattle dog.
Yeah, thanks, Joy. It's a joy to have your Australian cattle dog.
Wow.
Moonshine.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Love both of those names, by the way.
Okay, let's get into today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about 19-year-old Tyler Marie Thomas. Tyler Marie Thomas was born on September 7th, 1991. Tyler went by the nickname Ty. In December of 2010, Ty was a freshman at Peru State College, a small private college about an hour south of Omaha, Nebraska. Ty graduated from Omaha Bryan High School and hoped to become a teacher, and she had been named captain of the school's dance team. On the evening of December 2nd, 2010, Ty attended an off-campus party where she reportedly consumed beer and several shots of tequila. Ty became intoxicated and got into an argument with her best friend. The argument apparently became so heated that Ty was actually asked to leave the party.
Wow, some girl drama.
Yeah, I don't know what the argument was about, but Ty left the party and decided to walk alone to her dorm room, which was less than a mile away. When Ty left the party, she was wearing dark green sweatpants, a long-sleeved shirt, a black scarf, and earmuffs. Ty had reportedly left her coat and purse at the party. It was very frigid on the night of the party. The temperatures had dropped into the teens. Tyler was last seen walking near the town water tower located at 5th and Nebraska Streets at around 1:30 in the morning.
Wow, so it's late and it's cold.
Yeah, apparently the temperatures had dropped pretty quickly that night.
And she forgot her jacket.
Yeah, she didn't have a coat, just a long-sleeve shirt. Just minutes later, Ty sent a text message to friends saying she didn't know where she was. Even though Ty said she didn't know where she was, a witness reported seeing Ty near the water tower within mere yards of her dorm.
Well, so I wonder if, the intoxication from the alcohol made her disoriented or something.
I think that must be what happened because she was seen right around her dorm. So I think she just was confused, maybe. When Ty's friends received her text saying she was lost, they went out to search the campus. At 3 a.m., Ty's friends reported her missing to police after they were unable to locate her. So good friends. They went right out and looked for her, and, an hour later, they're like, okay, this isn't good. They're concerned due to the freezing temperatures, and, they knew Ty should have made it back to her dorm by then. It wasn't that far away. So they were concerned enough and did the right thing and reported her missing right away.
Yeah, those are really good friends, especially considering she just got in an argument and it was so heated that she kind of stormed off without her jacket, but the friends are still caring enough to be able to report her missing.
Yeah. So days later, when Ty still hadn't been seen or heard from, police began to zero in on fellow college student Joshua Keadle. Although Keadle was older than most of the college students on campus at 28 years old, he and Ty had dated at some point earlier that year. I've read that they only went on one date, but I'm not certain if their relationship went on any longer than that. According to Ty's friends, Ty did not like Keadle, and she actively tried to avoid him.
Yeah, so maybe when she was dating him or went on the date with Keadle, she probably got some weird vibes from him.
Yeah, it sounds like it. For whatever reason, she didn't like him.
Didn't connect.
No. When questioned by police, Keadle initially said he saw Ty walking, but he hadn't spoken to her. Keadle then changed his story and said he had given Ty a ride. Keadle said he drove to the Peru boat dock on the Missouri River where they smoked marijuana, and she performed a sexual act in exchange for a ride to Omaha. Keadle said that after she performed the act, she became angry and they became involved in a verbal and physical altercation. He said Ty accused him of raping her and threw her cell phone at him. Keadle said he left her at the dock around 2 a.m. and went back to his dorm room to take a shower.
So he goes from saying, yeah, I saw her walking, but I, hadn't spoken to her. I didn't talk to her, didn't have any involvement. And then his story changes to, oh yeah, actually, you know what? We were hanging out. We went to a boat dock where she performed some sexual act on me. And then it just continues to grow and continues to change and escalate.
Right, exactly.
To the point where it becomes, oh, now we're in a physical altercation.
Yeah. On December 9th, so this is 6 days after Ty goes missing, Keadle was arrested and charged with evidence tampering and providing false information to law enforcement. So law enforcement got right on top of this case, it sounds like. Like they zeroed in on him for whatever reason right away. And he's, his story is changing. They're not exactly sure what they have. They still haven't found Ty. So they charge him with what they can charge him with, which is lying to them, right? Providing false information because his story keeps changing.
Okay. And who knows what other evidence they have too?
Right. Yeah, there's some kind of evidence tampering, and I don't know what that was related to. So several days later, a woman came forward and said Keadle had sexually assaulted her 3 times on October 31st. Keadle was charged with felony rape and false imprisonment in that case.
So what day did she go missing?
December 3rd.
Okay, so on December 3rd, Ty goes missing. But on October 31st, just a couple months, like a month and a half
like a
or
month.
so, a month.
Yeah.
Earlier, another woman comes forward and says that she was sexually assaulted 3 different times. I'm presuming on the same night of Halloween by the same guy.
Yeah, that's what her report is.
And he was charged and arrested?
Yes.
Interesting. So they must have had some kind of evidence or a strong enough case to believe that to be true.
Yeah. Well, that's not it, though. Another girl then came forward and reported that in 2008, when she was 15 years old, Keadle sexually assaulted her while she was spending the night at Midland Lutheran College. Keadle was attending school there at the time, and so he was charged with first-degree sexual assault of a minor in connection to that case. So he's got a lot happening now.
Wow, so 2 years earlier, another female, juvenile might I add, says that he sexually assaulted her. Those are cold sex assaults are extremely difficult to solve. A lot of times, and people I actually hate using the word, but it becomes he said, she said without any evidence. So they must have had something to lead them to believe that, her story is more believable than Keadle, assuming that he denied it. Mm-hmm. But those are really tough cases to charge. And in order to get an arrest and charge him with that, they must have had, somewhat of a strong case to make that happen.
Yeah. So that it doesn't end there. It was then discovered that Keadle had exposed himself to a woman in Norfolk, Nebraska in April of 2010, and he was charged with indecent exposure in that case.
Okay, so multiple accounts of sex assault. So he clearly has a problem, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's sexually assaulting various people. He's exposing himself. A lot of times with sex offenders, those public indecency charges or exposures often escalate. They'll start very, very small, and once that gets boring, they'll escalate to the next step. And then once that gets boring, they'll continue to get worse and worse and worse over time because the thrill of exposing himself probably no longer excited him.
Well, and for him, he's already, this happened, the exposure happens in 2010. He's already raped a girl in 2008.
Which makes me wonder where it started and how much has been not reported.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. So during the investigation, it was discovered that the location of the sexual assault on October 31st also started at that same dock where Keadle had reportedly been with Ty. When police went to the dock to investigate, they discovered tire tracks matching up to Keadle's 1996 Ford Explorer. In addition, they found drag marks down to the river's edge.
So he has a favorite location then?
Apparently, yeah.
And this is the same spot where he sexually assaulted a woman a month before.
Mm-hmm. In March of 2012, Keadle was found guilty in that 2008 rape and sentenced to 15 to 20 years in prison. Keadle would become eligible for parole in 2018 and would be mandatorily released in 2021. However, in October of 2017, before he could be released, Keadle was charged with first-degree murder in Ty's case. Keadle was finally tried in January of 2020. During the trial, another Peru College student testified that she had been with Keadle the night of December 2nd. She said they saw Ty wandering around without a coat on near the dorms. She said Keadle was supposed to come up to the dorm room and smoke marijuana with her and some friends, but that he never showed up. They tried calling him, but he never answered.
Yeah, you know what actually stands out to me in this whole thing that you just told me was an independent witness saw her walking around without a coat. And that's corroborated by the people at the party who said that she left without a coat after getting in an argument.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that witness has some credible information.
Right.
I would believe most everything that witness has to say.
Yeah. Keadle was eventually found guilty of second-degree murder. In July of 2020, Keadle was sentenced to 71 years in prison. Ty's mom filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Keadle and Peru State College in 2012. The week before Ty went missing, the director of campus security had actually recommended that Keadle be expelled from the school because he was failing his classes, he was facing criminal charges for kicking in the door of his dorm room. 2 other students had accused Keadle of sexual harassment, and the director was aware of a rape accusation from another Nebraska college. The school, however, opted to allow Keadle to remain in school to finish that semester, and then stated they would not allow him to return after that. In 2015, though, the judge in the wrongful death case dismissed the case against the school. However, in 2016, a jury in the civil case against Keadle awarded Ty's family $2.64 billion in damages. $2.4 billion of that amount was awarded for punitive damages. But in Nebraska, any punitive damages received in a civil suit must be given to the local school district instead of the plaintiffs in the case. Of course, the family doesn't expect anything from Keadle, who has no assets.
Right, and he's probably not earning a decent wage inside prison either.
Right, exactly. While Ty's family has received some justice with the murder conviction of Keadle, her body has never been recovered. If you have any information on the location of Ty, please reach out to the Nemaha County Sheriff's Office at 402-274-3139 so that her family can lay her to rest properly.
Well, thank you so much, Arya, for that episode. And thank you for listening to Mysteries and Mimosas. We hope you enjoyed listening to today's mystery as much as we enjoyed sharing it with you. And I think you did a really good job on Mystery Monday. I mean, I know they're short episodes to bring attention to those cases that don't otherwise get the attention that they really do deserve. So I think you did a great job. Thank you.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying the show, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. We'd also really appreciate it if you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners. And remember, new episodes come out every week, so you won't want to miss a single one. Also, if you have a mystery that you think we should cover, or if you just want to share your thoughts on today's episode, reach out to us by visiting our website at mysteriesandmimosas.net. We love hearing from you, and we would love to feature your ideas in a future episode.
Thanks for tuning in and spending time with us today. We'll be right here Thursday for another exciting mystery and, of course, more mimosas. Until then, this episode is done, son.
No.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.